Well, hello, Glue Troopers, and welcome to another scintillating episode of Max's Models on the Road. Spent the night here in Fort Lauderdale, and once I had my coffee, felt like Superman and thought I would crank out a quick video. When I was wandering through the hotel, I'm at the old Riverside Hotel in Las Olas, and they have a bunch of pictures up on the wall, pretty much going from 1890 to 1990 about the construction of Las Olas and the hotel. And when I saw some of the construction and the photos from the 50s and 60s, I flashed back to when I was a kid. We would spend some of our summer vacation down in Tampa. And my grandparents lived in a place down on, I believe it was Deacle Street, near Tampa Bay. And there was a sort of wedge-shaped intersection, and I think it was at the corner of Estrella and Deacle. I forget offhand. Some of the road names have changed. But anyway, there was this sort of proto-convenience store in that wedge-shaped building, and mind you, we're talking about the memories of a 5 or 6-year-old kid, so I'm sure it's pretty faded. But we would go in there, and they had just, odds and ends, including like ice cream and stuff like that. And I think they might have actually had a soda jerk machine. But the thing I seem to remember about it was I think if memory serves me right, they actually had maybe 4 or 5 kit models up on a shelf with their sundries and everything. And of course, as a kid, you're completely enamored by that. You're just sitting there staring at them. And it was kit models versus ice cream. The ice cream was cheaper, and, well, you guys know how much I love ice cream. So anyway, plus Mom wasn't going to let me go back to my grandparents' house and make a big glue mess. And if I had gotten the kits, I'd have had to gotten glue and everything else. And yeah, that wasn't going to happen. Although, one year, and I think it may have been the last year they were in that house that I visited. In fact, I'm almost certain it is. I'm guessing I was 12 years old. I did get the monogram 148 scale P47D in Gabby Gabreski's markings. I think that's Hotel Victor Alpha. We probably all built that kit. We built Thunderbolts. I probably built that kit a couple of times. And I remember my brother had built it. And the thing I remembered was they had Gabreski's big scoreboard on the side, and he had trimmed it off like to where it only had 7 or 8 kills on it because he just didn't want to put that big. He wanted to make it look a little different and everything. And so when I got it, I put the whole. No, you know what? I think I trimmed off the scoreboard too. You tend to imitate your parents or your older siblings and stuff. But I remember getting started on the kit. I didn't have any glue, so I was just like in their kitchen piecing it together. And oh wow, another memory flashback. It was not at that address. It was at my. Oh, it doesn't matter. You know what? Your memories as a kid get jumbled. I'm wandering down nostalgia lane here. Sorry about that, guys. Captain Tangent sailing off. Because you guys know I do these without a script, and as I'm talking about it, more memories start flooding in. But then you realize, wait a minute, I'm remembering it wrong because that never happens. Anyway, so I just thought I would share that little bit with you. I'm just barely old enough to remember the days when you could find kit models on the shelf almost anywhere, including little shopettes and convenience stores and things like that. So, in other news, tonight, provided everything goes according to Hoyle, which is an old aviation phrase, Hoyle, Hoyle, and I'll let you guys look that up. So anyway, we're supposed to be in Cleveland, or as a few of you folks have jokingly referred to it, the Mistake on the Lake, although I got to be honest, I'm kind of liking the place. They got a ton of museums I didn't know about. I think the USS Cod may be open for tours. I called them, didn't get an answer, so I think it's back open for tours. And I didn't realize how close it was to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the William G. Mather. So there's a distinct possibility I may go tour that. But there's also at the airport right there, that little General Aviation Airport that's right there, the name of which I just looked up and of course promptly forgotten. There is supposedly a museum on women's aviation. So if I get a chance, I might check that out. I also want to get over to the Crawford Auto and Aviation Museum, and I'd still like to get over to Ralphie's house from A Christmas Story. So those are the things to do on the Cleveland adventure. And of course, I've got another trip after this one because there's no way I'm going to get all that done in one day. And given that the last trip down to the Mather and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame left a blister on my right foot that's roughly the size of the smallest county in Kansas, I am probably going to take an Uber this time. So that's where we're at on that. Really not much going. That's why I didn't bring a model with me, because I know I'm going to be, provided the weather's decent, I'm going to be romping around trying to get some of this stuff done. And this channel gives me the perfect excuse to justify doing, but the reality is this is just the kind of thing I love to do. I love museums. And also, I'm going to put a link here. Mark from Montana was up at the Museum of the United States Air Force, and he got some little cell phone footage of some beautiful models, but also of Doolittle's B-25, and he gave a shout out to the channel. And one thing I had seen in photos, but with his video, I was actually able to check it out. The B-25 in the museum, and I assume it's accurate, appears to only have one antenna wire going from the forward antenna mast to the starboard tail fin. And I would imagine it's because they ripped out any radios they weren't going to need specific to that mission, anything to lighten up the aircraft. But that's a guess on my part, and I would assume that it's accurate. And of course, it shows the black prop hub and the black prop tips. You know how they subdued the airplane and everything. So that's where all of that is. I did get the opportunity to check out the cockpit of the new Airbus 220. That thing's a spaceship. Got the gigantic synthetic cockpit with all the big tubes and everything. So you got the big screens in it. Beautiful airplane. And maybe someday I'll get to fly the thing. But I thought you guys might enjoy seeing a few cockpit photos of the Airbus 220. Sort of a souped up Airbus, a little side stick and everything. Beautiful machine. Well, you guys take care of yourselves. We'll talk at you later. Model on.